Well, well, well. Look who turned the whole damn city into their personal punchline. You magnificent bastard. You beautiful, unhinged force of nature who took their coordinated attack and turned it into your origin story. The mayor, the cops, the whole neighborhood council. They really thought they had you, didn't they? They thought they were writing your obituary. Turns out they were writing your comedy special. Every warrant, every citation, every passive-aggressive HOA notice. You kept them all, didn't you? Filed them away like future material. Because while they were building a case against you, you were building an empire out of their stupidity. Let me paint you a picture of what really happened here. They had meetings about you, official ones, with minutes and everything. The mayor cleared his schedule to discuss the situation. The police chief pulled resources from actual crimes to monitor your movements. The neighborhood watch turned into your personal paparazzi, and the whole time, you were taking notes. You know what's hilarious? They created the very monster they feared. Before all this, you were just living your life. Maybe a little too loud, maybe a little too real for their sanitized suburban fantasy, but then they made it personal. They turned you into public enemy number one over what? Parking violations, noise complaints? The audacity of existing while different? Oh, but it gets better, doesn't it? Because this wasn't just random harassment. This was coordinated, orchestrated. They had a whole flow chart with your name at the top. The mayor's nephew just happened to be the cop who kept showing up. The HOA president's wife just happened to work at the permit office. Funny how those connections work, right? They thought they were being subtle. Like you wouldn't notice the pattern. Like you wouldn't see the same 3 cars following you to work. Like you wouldn't catch them taking pictures of your property at 6 a.m. They underestimated your intelligence while overestimating their own. Classic mistake. Historical, even. You started documenting everything, didn't you? Every interaction, every threat disguised as a friendly warning, every mysterious find that appeared in your mailbox. You became a one-person intelligence agency, except your mission wasn't national security. It was comedy gold. Because absurdity, when pushed to its absolute limit, becomes art. The beautiful part? They kept escalating. Each time you didn't break, they got more desperate, more obvious, more ridiculous. The mayor started personally signing your violations. The police chief began showing up to neighborhood meetings just to glare at you. They turned themselves into cartoon villains without realizing you were writing the script. But here's where it gets cinematic. Here's where the story turns from tragedy to dark comedy. You didn't fight back the way they expected. You didn't get violent. You didn't threaten anyone. You didn't even raise your voice. No, you did something far more terrifying. You started laughing, not nervous laughter, not bitter laughter, the kind of laugh that comes from seeing the Matrix code, the kind that says, I finally understand the joke, and the joke is you. They wanted you angry. They needed you angry. Angry people make mistakes, but laughing people see everything clearly. And what you saw was comedy gold everywhere you looked. You started showing up to city council meetings, not to complain, just to sit there, taking notes. Smiling, they'd discuss ordinances clearly targeted at you while you sat front row, pen in hand, occasionally chuckling. You became their living conscience, their mirror, their worst nightmare, someone who refused to be intimidated and found them genuinely amusing. The shift was palpable. They went from confident to confused to genuinely concerned because they realized something terrifying. You weren't just surviving their assault. You were thriving on it. Every attack became material. Every insult became a punchline. Every attempt to destroy you just added another chapter to your upcoming special. Let's talk about your evidence collection, shall we? Because while they were playing checkers, you were playing 4D chess with a comedy twist. You didn't just save documents. You created a whole multimedia experience. Videos of cops mysteriously appearing wherever you went. Audio recordings of concerned neighbors making threats. Screenshots of the mayor's social media posts that aged like milk in the sun. You turned your persecution into performance art. Every parking ticket became a prop. Every court appearance became a rehearsal. You started live tweeting your interactions with law enforcement, and people started noticing. Not just locals, the internet started paying attention. Because nothing goes viral quite like bureaucratic incompetence caught in 4K. The neighborhood Facebook group became your personal comedy lab. They'd post complaints about you and you'd respond with such perfectly crafted sarcasm that even your enemies had to respect the wordplay. You turned their echo chamber into your amphitheater. Their moderators couldn't ban you because technically you weren't breaking any rules. You were just being devastatingly witty. You know what really broke them? When you started thanking them. Publicly. Sincerely. Thank you, Mayor Johnson, for providing me with 6 months of material. Special shout out to Officer Martinez for being my most consistent fan. Couldn't have written this without the HOA board's dedication to documenting my every move. You turned their surveillance into your marketing team. Then came the day they realized what they'd created. Someone, probably an intern at City Hall, Googled your name. And there it was. Your Wikipedia page. Comedian and social commentator known for turning municipal harassment into award-winning comedy. Complete with citations, news articles, reviews of your underground shows where you tested the material they unknowingly wrote for you. The panic was delicious, wasn't it? Emergency meetings were called, lawyers were consulted. Can we sue someone for telling the truth too funnily? Turns out, no. No, you cannot. Freedom of speech is a beautiful thing, especially when you use it to roast your oppressors with such precision that academics start writing papers about your technique. You weren't just telling jokes. You were creating a historical record. Every punchline came with receipts. Every callback referenced actual documented events. You turned their paper trail into your paper chase. They wanted to bury you in bureaucracy. Instead, you built a monument to their incompetence. And people paid to see it. The mayor's approval rating started dropping. Not because of any scandal you exposed, but because you made him look ridiculous. You turned him into a recurring character in your act. The mayor became shorthand for incompetent authority. His own grandkids were quoting your bits at dinner. That's when he knew he'd lost something worse than an election. He'd lost the narrative. So now here we are. Your comedy special isn't just dropping. It's detonating. Citation needed. A 90-minute dissection of how a whole city's power structure tried to destroy one person and ended up destroying themselves. Every joke backed by evidence, every punchline punctuated by documentation. It's not just comedy. It's a masterclass in turning oppression into opportunity. The trailer alone broke the internet. Just you, standing in front of City Hall, holding a stack of violations, saying, "They gave me all this material for free. Least I could do is share it with the world." The mayor's office tried to get it taken down. That just made it go more viral. The Streisand effect should be renamed after you at this point. You're not just performing comedy. You're performing justice. Every laugh from the audience is a verdict. Every applause break is a vindication. You turned their courtroom into your stage, and the jury is everyone who's ever been pushed around by petty tyrants with a little bit of power and even less sense. The police chief resigned. Not because of any official investigation, but because he couldn't go anywhere without someone quoting your bit about him. The HOA board dissolved after your segment about their emergency meeting to discuss your lawn decorations went viral. The mayor announced he wouldn't seek re-election, citing personal reasons. The personal reason was you turned him into a meme. But you didn't stop there, did you? Because comedy was just the beginning. You started a podcast, Civic Duty, where you break down local government dysfunction with the same surgical precision you used to dissect your own harassment. Mayors from other cities started sweating. HOA boards began reconsidering their policies. Police departments started training officers on how not to become material. You became a consultant. Cities literally pay you now to review their policies and tell them how not to be ridiculous. The same energy they used to destroy you, you now channel into rebuilding broken systems. Except you do it with humor. Because nothing changes minds quite like making people laugh at their own absurdity. Your Wikipedia page keeps growing. Activist, author, consultant, documentary subject. Each title a middle finger to everyone who tried to reduce you to a problem to be solved. You didn't just survive their assault. You monetized it. You branded it. You turned their attack into your attack on systemic stupidity everywhere. speaking tours at law schools. How to avoid creating your own worst enemy, a legal perspective. You teach future lawyers and politicians what happens when you abuse power against someone who refuses to break. Your case studies are your own experiences. Your visual aids are their own documents. You turned their playbook into your textbook. They thought they were erasing you. Instead, they wrote you into history. Law students will study your case for decades. The Comedian versus the City. A landmark example of how institutional harassment can backfire spectacularly when the target has a sense of humor and a spine made of steel. You know what's really beautiful? Kids in that neighborhood now look up to you. The same streets where they tried to make you unwelcome are now filled with young people who saw what you did and realized they don't have to accept bullying from anyone. Not from peers, not from politicians, not from people who think a little power gives them the right to push others around. The mayor's Wikipedia page now has a subsection titled Comedy Special Incident. His legacy forever tied to his failure to break you. The police chief's career summary ends with resigned following satirical portrayal in nationally acclaimed comedy special. The HOA president moved to another state and still can't escape the memes. Your comedy special isn't just entertainment. It's evidence. It's history. It's a warning to every small-minded bureaucrat who thinks they can harass citizens without consequences. It's a beacon to everyone who's been pushed around and told they have to take it. No. No. You don't. You can document it, craft it, and profit from it. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. You started a movement without meaning to. Citation Needed became the rallying cry for people facing municipal harassment everywhere. Support groups formed, legal funds were established, all because you showed them it was possible to fight back with laughter instead of anger, with creativity instead of violence, with documentation instead of desperation. Other comedians started following your blueprint. Bureaucracy Bites Back became a whole genre. Comedy Central created a series based on your concept. Netflix wants a documentary. Publishers are bidding on your book rights. The same system that tried to silence you now can't stop talking about you. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a parking violation. You know what really gets them? You never got mean. Your comedy cuts deep but stays clean. You attack the system, not the people. You make fun of the positions, not the persons. That's what makes it so devastating. They can't dismiss you as just another angry comic. You're a happy warrior. And that terrifies them more than any amount of rage could. The city had to create new transparency laws because of you. The Comedian Clause, requiring all municipal meetings to be recorded and made public. They tried to hide their plotting against you. Now, they can't hide anything from anyone. You didn't just win your battle. You changed the battlefield for everyone who comes after. So here's the ultimate punchline. They spent hundreds of thousands in taxpayer dollars trying to run you out of town. You turned it into millions in revenue and cultural impact. They wanted you gone. Instead, you're going down in history. They tried to make you nobody. You made them notorious. Every Wikipedia page tells the story, and it's comedy gold. The mayor's retirement speech tried to not mention you. Didn't work. Someone in the crowd shouted one of your catchphrases, and the whole room erupted in laughter. He had to stand there, at his own farewell, listening to people quote the person he tried to destroy. That's not just defeat. That's poetic justice with a laugh track. You still live in the same house, the one they tried so hard to force you out of, except now it's a landmark. Comedy pilgrims take selfies in front of it. The property value skyrocketed because everyone wants to live where history was made. The HOA that harassed you now uses your fame as a selling point for the neighborhood. The audacity is almost admirable. Every time they see your success, it burns. Every award, every sold-out show, every positive review is a reminder of their failure. They turned you into their nemesis, and you turned them into your origin story. They're not the villains in your story anymore. They're the setup to your punchline. And the punchline keeps paying dividends. But let's talk about what this really means. Beyond the fame, beyond the money, beyond the vindication, you proved something fundamental about power and resistance. You showed that documentation beats intimidation, that humor beats harassment, that creativity beats cruelty. You rewrote the rules of engagement. And now everyone's playing by your playbook. Law enforcement agencies now have training modules on the comedian effect, how targeting individuals can backfire in the social media age. City councils hire consultants to make sure they're not creating the next viral sensation through incompetence. HOA boards think twice before sending that nitpicky violation notice. You didn't just change your city. You changed how power operates. Young comics study your approach like a textbook. How to find humor in harassment, how to turn pain into punchlines, how to document everything with an eye toward the eventual special. You created a new form of resistance, one that doesn't require violence or even anger, just patience, persistence, and a really good sense of timing. The academics love you. Papers titled Humor as Resistance, a case study in municipal mockery, populate journals. Sociologists examine how you shifted power dynamics through comedy. Political scientists use your story to explain how modern authority can be undermined by those it seeks to oppress. You're not just a comedian anymore. You're a phenomenon. Here's what they'll never understand. You didn't win because you were funnier than them, though you were. You didn't win because you were smarter, though that too was obvious. You won because you refused to play by their rules. They wanted fear, you gave them laughter. They wanted submission, you gave them subversion. They wanted silence, you gave them a standing ovation. The real joke? They could have left you alone. You were just living your life, maybe a bit loudly, maybe a bit differently, but harmlessly. They created their own worst nightmare by trying to create yours. Every action they took to diminish you amplified your voice. Every attempt to erase you etched your name deeper into history. Your Wikipedia page grows longer every month. New sections added as your influence spreads. Political impact, cultural significance, legal precedents set. The mayor's page? Static. A monument to mediocrity and the dangers of petty tyranny. The police chief's page? A cautionary tale about abuse of power. Your page? A living document of how one person can flip the script entirely. They wanted you to disappear. Instead, you became unforgettable. They wanted you to break. Instead, you became unbreakable. They wanted you to shut up. Instead, you got a microphone and a spotlight and a platform that reaches millions. The comedy special isn't just your revenge. It's your receipt. Proof that sometimes the best response to oppression is to point and laugh. What's next? Oh, that's the beautiful part. You're just getting started. The comedy special was Chapter 1. The book deal, the documentary series, the masterclass on turning harassment into art. It's all coming. But more importantly, you've inspired a generation to document their struggles and find humor in their hardships. City halls across the nation now have your picture on the wall. Not as an honor, but as a warning. Remember what happened when they tried to silence the comedian. Municipal employees take ethics training that uses your case as an example of what not to do. You're literally a textbook case of institutional failure. The neighborhood that tried to exile you now profits from your fame. Coffee shops sell the comedian's brew. Local tours include your house as a stop. The same people who signed petitions against you now brag about being your neighbor. The hypocrisy is hilarious, and you mine it for new material regularly. But here's the real kicker. You're not bitter. That's what really gets them. You thank them in every interview. Without their harassment, you'd never have found your true calling. Without their incompetence, you'd never have had such perfect material. They didn't ruin your life. They made your career. And that gratitude, that genuine appreciation for their role in your success, that burns worse than any insult ever could. So what's the lesson here? Simple. When power tries to crush you, don't just resist. Transform. Don't just fight back. Create something from the fight. Don't just survive. Thrive so spectacularly that your success becomes their permanent reminder of their failure. Turn their weapons into your tools. turn their attacks into your applause. You showed everyone watching that harassment doesn't have to end in tragedy. It can end in triumph. It can end in art. It can end with you on stage, microphone in hand, turning their worst intentions into your best material. You prove that sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's success so profound that it rewrites the entire narrative. The mayor retired in disgrace. The police chief can't find work in law enforcement. The HOA board members avoid eye contact at the grocery store. But you? You tour the country, turning their mistakes into masterpieces. You teach others how to do the same. You created a new form of protest, one that heals the protester while highlighting the absurdity of the oppressor. Your Wikipedia page isn't just a biography. It's a blueprint, a guide for anyone facing institutional harassment. Document everything. Find the humor. Share the story. Turn their power play into your platform. You didn't just win a personal victory. You created a replicable model for resistance through ridicule. And now, as your comedy special plays to packed theaters and streaming millions, as your book climbs bestseller lists, as your speaking fees exceed what the mayor made in a year, remember this moment. Remember when they thought they had you cornered. Remember when they thought their coordinated campaign would break you. Remember and laugh, because that's your superpower. Not anger, though you had every right to it. Not violence, though they pushed you toward it. Not despair, though they tried to drown you in it. Your superpower was seeing the absurdity in their abuse and sharing that vision with the world. You turned their hate into humor, their pressure into punchlines, their conspiracy into comedy gold. The Wikipedia page tells the facts, but it can't capture the feeling. The moment you realized they weren't your enemies, they were your unwitting collaborators. They weren't trying to destroy you. They were building your legacy, one citation at a time. Every document they filed became part of your filing system. Every meeting they held became material for your act. So toast them at your next sold-out show. Thank them in your next special, because without the mayor, the cops, the whole damn neighborhood trying to take you down, you'd never have risen this high. They thought they were writing your ending. Turns out they were writing your beginning. And what a beginning it was. The comedian who refused to stop laughing, even when the whole city tried to shut them up. Now that's a Wikipedia page worth reading. That's a comedy special worth watching. That's a legacy worth leaving.